Namo Om Vishnu Bhataya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Chaline Nivasesha Sunya Fahari Pashtatar Sataline Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Sari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram. Okay, I'll mute. Okay, just plug in my microphone. Super microphone. Okay. Just bear with me 1 minute. I was going to bring up the Bhagavad Gita. And anyone can tell us, we're on text. The last verse we read was about Savyasachin, speaking about becoming an instrument. That's what the Lord is asking of Arjuna. Krishna's got to do all the work, so to speak. He has arranged the whole thing. And Arjuna's just been coming and asked to be an instrument. The whole thing's been arranged by Krishna. The whole thing's been set up. The whole battle's going to happen. And Arjuna's just been asked to become an instrument. Yeah, Savyasachin. So I think it's at text 33. I don't know. It's okay. Okay, I've books, Bhagavad Gita. Here it comes. Okay, before I share. Okay, no. Savyasachin. I think it's text 33. Let's have a look. Yeah, so today we're on text 34 beginning. And okay, now I better. Okay. Let's share the screen. More. Okay, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Ding. You can see?
No.
Yes. Now you can see?
Yes.
Okay, Hare Krishna. All right, so let's start on text 34. Okay, as we left off 33 last week. We're just go on 34. So who's here today? Any readers here today? Or perhaps I'll read the first verse just to try looking at different meters for chanting these verses. Okay. Someone just needs, if you could, if others are not speaking and not reading, if you could just mute your microphones. That's it. Great. Thank you. Okay. Dronam cha Bhishma. Okay. I'm gonna. Dronam cha Bhishmam cha Jayadrattam cha Janam Tatanyam Apiyodaviran Maya Hatum Tam Jahima Vyastita Yudyashvat Jeta Shirani Shapnan. Anyway, something like that. That'd be good enough. Okay. Translation. Drona, Bhishma, Jayadratha, Karna, and the other great warriors have already been destroyed by me. Therefore, kill them and do not be disturbed. Simply fight, and you will vanquish your enemies in battle. Purple. Every plan is made by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but he is so kind and merciful to his devotees that he wants to give the credit to his devotees who carry out his plan according to his desire. Life should therefore move in such a way that everyone acts in Krishna consciousness and understands the Supreme Personality of Godhead through the medium of a spiritual master. The plans of the Supreme Personality of Godhead are understood by his mercy, and the plans of the devotees are as good as his plans. One should follow such plans and be victorious in the struggle for existence. Hare Krishna. All right, nice instructions from Prabhupada there. Hare Krishna. So Krishna here is reassuring Arjuna that he should have no doubts that he's going to be successful in this battle. Because though Arjuna, he is free of fear, still he's facing some very powerful opponents. So he's concerned. Yeah, Isa Prabhupada says that you should know thy enemy. Yeah, one should know thy enemy. So for instance, here, Drona, he's more or less, let me just, what do you see now on your screen, just out of interest?
You look really blurred, but the Bhagavad Gita is looking okay.
All right. Well, let me just, so for instance, Karna, he's been given special power he's been given a weapon by Indra. Yeah. That it can slay anyone it strikes, but it can only be launched once. So that's known to the Pandavas, and that's known to Arjuna, that Karna, he's powerful in many ways, but specifically he has the power from Indra. Yeah, there's a weapon he has, it can be launched once and it kill anyone. Yeah, so that's known. And also Jayadratha as well. You probably heard this, that he has an interesting boon that if anyone takes off his head in battle, that person will be killed. Will have their own head will burst into pieces. That's interesting. Kind of benediction from Jayadratha, and there's a whole story behind that. We won't tell that.
Who I'm trying to remember who is Jayadratha? Who's
and Jayadratha?
Yeah.
Any Mahabharata experts out there? Jayadratha. Looks like perhaps someone.
Wasn't it his one when the head was cut off? It fell on his
That's
lap, and he just.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But it sounds like Sudami Radhika's asking for more information than.
Which way? Who is he? How is he related in the Kauravas? Where does he come from?
I don't know. Perhaps someone can look online while we're perhaps judge. Yeah. So then, Arjuna shoots the arrow, and then the head flies off and lands on, I think, his father's lap, is it? And then his father immediately puts a shot, and then his head explodes. Anyway, so that's Jayadratha, and
I know who Jayadratha is.
Is
he the son-in-law of Duryodhan? His wife. Yeah.
Okay, so there you go.
He's the king. He messed about with
Draupadi's hair.
And then how his head was cut into 5 to disfigure him.
Okay, so his head exploded into 5 because he dared touch the hair of the chaste Draupadi. So his head split into 5 pieces. Gulp, look out. All right, so then we have also Bhisma. As you know, he has the benediction given to him by his father that he can die anytime he wants. So basically, he's deathless.
Okay.
For all intents and purposes. Yes, carry on.
I found it. He is the king of the Sindhu kingdom, and he's married to Dushala, the only sister of the 100 Kaurava brothers. So he's the brother-in-law of Duryodhan.
There you go. Now we know. They had one sister, and he's married to her. Okay. Thank you for that. Right. So yeah, so also Dronacharya, he's the military teacher, as we know, of the clans of the clan, the Kaurava clan, which at that time included the Pandava brothers. So he can basically, there isn't any weapon which he can be defeated by. He can neutralize any weapon. Yeah, even from Parashuram itself. But here in this one, let's go back here, bring up here. Krishna's mentioning all of these here. Drona, Bhisma, and Jayadratha, Karna, have all already been destroyed by me. So Arjuna, you should have absolutely no hesitation in going forward and being an instrument in this fight. Yeah. And then Prabhupada speaks nicely in the purple about trying to align ourselves with the plans of the Lord. Yeah. And as Mahatma was nicely speaking this morning in class, I don't know if you heard class, it may not be that we shouldn't, that acting or dovetailing ourselves in the service of Krishna may not mean that we're going to be a world acharya. Okay. Or we're going to, yeah. It may just mean that we're going to be of great influence to our circle, to the persons we come in contact with, that we can inspire persons in Krishna consciousness. Of course, books, devotees go out on book distribution. I guess that empowerment is more prominent or more felt because they're directly engaged in giving people books, etc. But anyway, we can all be empowered. You have to be empowered to do anything in this world, but here, yeah. The plans of the Supreme Personality of Godhead are understood by his mercy, and the plans of the devotees are as good as his plans. Yeah? So that was Prabhupada, for sure. Prabhupada's plans was as good as Krishna's plans. Yeah. So anything he said or anything he asked of was totally empowered. All right. Okay. So any questions on this? So we go on text 35. So you can have a go at the reading the verse. No hand's gone up.
Yeah, I can read.
Go ahead, Mother. Have a go
Yeah.
at reading the verse.
35.
Yeah.
Sanjaya vacha etatchutva vachanam keshavasya kirtanjali vepamanakiriti namaskritva bhuya evaha krishnam sagadgadadam bita pranayamya. Sanjaya said to Dhrtarastra, O king, after hearing these words from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the trembling Arjuna offered obeisances with folded hands again and again. He fearfully spoke to Lord Krsna in a faltering voice as follows. As we have already explained, because of the situation created by the universal form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Arjuna became bewildered in wonder. Thus he began to offer his respectful obeisances to Krishna again and again, and with faltering voice he began to pray, not as a friend, but as a devotee in wonder.
Yeah. It's described here that Arjuna at this point, he has one knee on the chariot and one knee is up and he's praying like this. He's down on the chariot. He's looking up to Krishna. Yeah. And next he's going to start offering prayers to Krishna again. Yeah. Okay, you can read, let's read another verse as well, Mother.
Yeah. Arjuna uvacha stane shrigesha tava prakritiya jagat prahistyati anurajayate cha raksamsi pitani disodhavanti sarve namasyanti cha siddhasanga. Arjuna said, O master of the senses, the world becomes joyful upon hearing your name, and thus everyone becomes attached to you. Although the perfected beings offer you their respectful homage, the demons are afraid, and they flee here and there. All this is rightly done. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Arjuna, after hearing from Krishna about the outcome of the battle of Kurukshetra, became enlightened, and as a great devotee and friend of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he said that everything done by Krishna is quite fit. Arjuna confirmed that Krishna is the maintainer and the object of worship for the devotees and the destroyer of the undesirables. His actions are equally good for all. Arjuna understood herein that when the battle of Kurukshetra was being concluded, in outer space there were present many demigods, siddhis, and the intelligentsia of the higher planets, and they were observing the fight because Krishna was present there. When Arjuna saw the universal form of the Lord, the demigods took pleasure in it, but others, who were demons and atheists, could not stand it when the Lord was praised. Out of their natural fear for the devastating form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they fled. Krishna's treatment of the devotees and the atheists is praised by Arjuna. In all cases, a devotee glorifies the Lord because he knows that whatever he does is good for all.
Good for all. Yeah. It may not be understood in the beginning, but everything that Krishna does is good for all. Any questions or comments here?
Yes, because it says when the battle of Kurukshetra was being concluded, in outer space there were people, demigods, they were watching all the intelligence in the higher planets.
Yeah, I think we discussed this last week. So it seems like, yeah, they were watching. Why was they watching? Because Krishna was present.
Yeah. But that means they also saw the Vishwarup Darshan.
It seems like it. And it seems like even some of the atheists, yeah, there is atheists in the different planetary systems. Yeah. Those who are agnostic or those who are against the control of the Supreme Lord and think that they are in control. But when they saw this here, out of the natural fear of the devastating form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they have fled. Yeah, was there a doubt about that? Bhagavad Gita?
No, there wasn't doubt.
A question?
It wasn't doubtful. It's just a surprise that they were all watching.
Yeah. Actually, the demigods were watching all of Krishna's pastimes. Mentioned many times in the 10th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, then the demigods are watching all the leelas and pastimes of Krishna. Yeah. Even Lord, we hear the story of Lord Brahma was watching, became a little bit doubtful, a little bit curious about if he was actually the Supreme Person. Then we have the Brahma Vimohan Leela.
Yes.
Yeah. So the demigods are watching. So yeah, definitely it makes for a very exciting battle when the Supreme Lord is present. Yeah.
Actually, I just want to confirm this. I was reading today. Were they also watching the Ras dance? Like sort of my mind was, I was reading, but I was tired.
Yeah, as far as I can remember, the demigods in outer space were watching the rasa. Specifically, that's the kind of quintessence of Krishna's of loving exchanges with his devotees. So they were watching. Now, they wouldn't appreciate it, obviously, to the same degree that the actual gopis were appreciating Krishna.
No.
But still, they were watching their Supreme Lord interacting with his devotees in such a wonderful way. Yeah. Demigods in outer space were watching.
When you read and if you're tired, your mind's like, but anyway.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, can I ask a question, please?
Please, yes.
Prabhu, Krishna had given Arjuna the sort of the spiritual eyes, specialized to watch him, didn't he? So how could the demigods and everybody else watch, the atheists especially watch Krishna doing, showing the universal form?
Well, I guess from here we can just conclude that he also benedicted them with the ability to see.
And the demons as well. He buried
Yeah,
that with
it seems that they would that's what we're hearing here, but they wouldn't see it in a devotional way. They would be afraid for their lives and flee, whereas the demigods will be offering their own prayers in a wonder. But the atheist, in fear of the astounding might of this display of Krishna, they will be fleeing in fear. So I think so by Krishna's as by Krishna's grace, like the same as by Krishna's grace, a devotee can see his pastimes. Yeah. A devotee can see his pastime. Everything can be to a devotee in the instant. Yeah.
Prabhu, can I ask something, Prabhu?
Yes,
I
please.
want to. I was. It's not. I was thinking. Everybody can see as per their relationship with the Lord, and
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. Yeah, everyone can. That's a good way to explain it. Everyone can see according to their relationship to the Lord. So, for instance, everyone on the Battle of Kurukshetra, they all could see Krishna. So, to whatever degree they could appreciate Krishna, which means having some type of appreciation to Krishna, then they attained liberation, as far as I understood. Yeah, but they couldn't see the same Krishna. For instance, the Kauravas couldn't see the same Krishna that Arjuna could see, because Arjuna is seeing Krishna in a certain devotional sentiment, which would be a little bit more sweeter than what the Kauravas see him. Yeah. For instance, Arjuna is seeing Krishna, especially now, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But Duryodhana could see Krishna, but not to the degree that Arjuna could see. And Mother Yasoda could see Krishna, not to the degree that in this different way than what Arjuna can. And then you have the gopis, who they see Krishna in his complete manifestation of sweetness by dint of their specific devotion to Krishna.
And Kamsa sees in a different way.
Yeah, Kamsa, yes, very good point. Thank you. And then Kamsa sees in a different way. He's full of fear for his life, isn't it? But Narada Muni, in this sense, in this way, he kind of praises the devoted for the demons for being absorbed in Krishna. In his humility, he praised and he glorifies demons like Kamsa, because they're so possessed with thoughts of Krishna. But in Anukul, it is unfavorable. Yeah, and I think Mother Chandravali likes to bring up that when Krishna was in the wrestling arena of Kamsa, there's nice verses describe how each one saw him. Yeah. So it's the same with us, is when we take darshan of the Lord, yeah, according to our specific consciousness, according to our devotion, we're all going to see Krishna in a different, the same Krishna, but in a different way. At the same time, when we sit down to chant Hare Krishna, the holy name is not different than Krishna, but according to our specific purity of heart and our specific devotion, we're going to be interacting with the holy name in a different way. And I think we can perhaps, because, we are sadhakas, so we're practicing devotees. We're like apprentice devotees, trying to be devotees. So therefore, we're going to, different days, we're going to have different appreciation for Krishna. Sometimes we'll chant japa and we can't wait to finish chanting japa. That might mean we're not so, Krishna is not manifesting in a way that perhaps he was a year ago. Anyway, like that. It brings up, so it's a good point. It's a good meditation. Yeah. Does that answer the questions here? So yes, the demigods could see, even the atheists are seeing but they're fleeing in fear of their lives. Yeah, Arjuna's on one knee and he's looking up to Krishna. He's offering these prayers now. The demons are afraid and they flee here and there. All this is rightly done. So everything is controlled by Krishna. Yeah. This is what Arjuna's getting a sense of, that everything is in complete control of the Lord. Yeah. So there isn't anything for him to be concerned about other than acting as the instrument for Krishna. Yeah. It's a nice meditation to have. Yeah. If we get asked to do a specific task, then we should have faith that Krishna is the doer, and by Krishna's grace, then we may be successful. Yeah. All right. Anything else from here? Yeah, I mean, I think I said before, it would be exciting to see. I mean, they make the Mahabharata serious, isn't it? They make the Mahabharata, and all right, it's nice, but I don't think they can come nowhere near to what it must be like to see Krishna on that battlefield of Kurukshetra and Arjuna. Yeah.
Well, it's not the devotees who wrote down or even acted in Mahabharata. It was normal karmi people. So it will not come to the power of the devotees.
Yeah, unless
they were very inspired. If you're talking about Chopras, the actor who acted as Arjuna actually changed his name to Arjuna, something like this.
Yeah.
They could really feel it when they were acting. So I heard.
But even the devotees, even if they are, I mean, obviously the best plays are, as Prabhupada said, the plays are done by those who are pure devotees, and actually they should be the ones who
should do it.
Do plays of Krishna. Then the real rasa comes out and the real mood comes out. But still, by dint of a devotee's devotion, even, for instance, who's that example in Chaitanya Charitamrita, where a devotee, one of Lord Chaitanya's followers, he had the habit of wherever Bhagavatam was recited, he would go sit down and hear. He didn't make any discrimination. So even if it was a Mayavadi, he would sit down and hear.
Devananda?
Who was
Devananda? Devananda?
Yeah, Devananda Pandit. And so one time he was hearing, some Mayavadi speaking Bhagavatam, and he was in complete ecstasy. He was in complete ecstasy. Yeah. So he was perceiving Krishna in that recital of Bhagavatam, even though it was coming from a Mayavadi. And then the Mayavadi had him thrown out, isn't it, of the assembly, because he went into Astaka Satvaka Bhav. Yeah. So just like devotees, if they can see, they can appreciate Krishna within the world, within matter. And we heard about in the 10th chapter, isn't it? We can appreciate Krishna in many different ways. Of the vibhutis we heard about of Krishna, of great things, of great manifestations. All the great manifestations in this world, the power, then actually represent Krishna. So that's called being Krishna conscious. That we see Krishna in everything, even in material world. So just pointing that out about the point that, even if it's non-devotees, as Maharaj Kishore pointed out, yes, but they're non-devotees playing Krishna. So it's going to take a bit of purity to actually appreciate Krishna fully. But still, devotees can do that.
They can give knowledge when the karmis are giving that, because they've done a lot of research and then made a play. So we get knowledge, but we cannot, it doesn't change our heart. Only a devotee who has done it will change our heart.
Yeah. Like I know, do you know that Little Krishna series? You know that cartoon, Little Krishna? I mean, some devotees get really ecstatic watching that. You know,
Yeah.
of course, it's not really ecstatic.
I like
And yeah,
Yeah, very sweet.
I mean, I remember one guru who came, Dear Santa Maharaj,
yeah.
and he said he cries when he watched that
Yeah.
little Krishna.
Yeah.
But he
And
also
that's-
said, which I was confused about, he said it's as good as reading Krishna book. For me, I was like, oh well, that's a
Oh,
bit of a
yeah. Yes.
stretch.
Yes.
yeah, well,
So-
see, that's his ecstatic experience. That's his
yes,
personal ecstatic experience. Like he's watching it and he's full of he's full of appreciation and loving devotion for Krishna. So for him, it's just like reading Krishna book. For him, it is the
I would definitely disagree with that, because although you might feel like loving sentiments towards Krishna, the little Krishna thing, it lacks the philosophical
there is a
embellishment.
big difference. Yeah, and also it's also, I mean, my Guru Maharaj apparently has watched that Krishna Vrindavan series hundreds of times. He also likes it a lot, but at the same time, I
Yeah,
heard
but he wouldn't. Your Guru Maharaj would not say it's like the same as Krishna book.
yeah. See, sometimes devotees, you know, that's their personal
That's yes, yeah,
that's
of
their
course.
personal thing. So sometimes they will say it, and it might not match up to, you know.
It might not land right, because it's for some devotees, they may think, well, I'll just watch that instead of reading Krishna book, but you will not get the same spiritual advancement.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're not.
yeah.
And
You can't
what
apply that.
No, Labanga, because sometimes, like say, when Krishna is like the baby Krishna is calling milk, 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 and then when Gaurahari calls milk, milk, it just reminds me, and I see that picture of Krishna asking for milk, you know. So
Yes.
it does
Yes,
give
Yeah,
a-
but
yes.
you can't apply. That's I think it can. Again, it's a relationship, isn't it, Prabhu?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it
Because
seems like
how you look at
Yeah.
it and how you can perceive. So Tirshanta Maharaj, maybe he's in that level that he could
well,
see
that's
that.
Krishna's grace upon him. Krishna's grace
Yes.
upon him, that upon
Yeah,
watching
so
that you felt,
Yeah.
you know, you felt loving devotion.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was gonna say is
Yeah.
that but from another perspective, that
We
Krishna
can't.
Vrindavan series
Yeah.
it does not come anywhere near expressing the actual rasa and the depth of emotion that Krishna feels for Radha and the emotion and rasa that's expressed. It's just like it's so basic. If you want to get an idea, then you're going to read Krishna book, or then you got books like Govinda Lilamrita by Krishnadas Kaviraj. And if you read his description of for instance, in an exchange between Radha and Krishna, Krishnadas Kaviraj may go through a whole chapter just describing their internal feelings. That's just the internal feelings without the actual exchange of pastime. It's just the moods and the rasa and the emotions that Radharani goes through, and they've all got technical names. And the way her eyes go to the left, and the way she looks down, is shyness, and then the emotions which are in her, and then Krishna approaches her, and she says no, and all the emotions that go behind that. You know, it's kind of it's so deep. It's so deep.
Prabhu,
So
one question.
Yeah, go
Aren't
on.
we putting limitations on Krishna, saying only a devotee can act in order to inspire others? Krishna can inspire in whichever
Yes,
way
this
he wants.
I want to ask this.
Yeah,
It's not just, look, those were karmis, but how many people got inspired by the Mahabharata series aired by BBC?
Actually, I used to like that Krishna.
I love it. It's amazing. Even they were inspired. They said they were acting and they could feel the energy, you know, even though they were karmis.
And that is
So
all
who are
Lord
we to
can
say that
inspire
Krishna cannot
anybody, Prabhu.
inspire
It's
for
not that
karmis?
let's have one person at a time. My matter, just let Gayatri finish and then carry on. Gayatri.
Yeah, who are we to say that Krishna cannot inspire through karmis. He's everywhere. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I think it's a valid point. Krishna can, as a point I'm mentioning. But definitely, if it's a play done by pure bhaktas, then it's going to be very
Yeah, but
ecstatic.
how many pure bhaktas are there now around us?
There
Can't
are
name
many.
them.
Yeah, I mean, generally these devotees are not going to. Yeah, I'm just thinking of the plays which were done by Lord Chaitanya and his associates.
Oh.
When they would do plays, like who is it? Shivas Thakur will play Narada Muni, who actually happens to be Narada Muni.
Yes, but
They would do plays.
we're far away, far removed from those times. We cannot relish. So at least
Yeah,
this we can relish.
Mm.
It's better
yeah,
than watching something mundane, you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
I think these are valid points. These are very valid points that Mother
Yeah.
Character is making. Despite everything, and especially to a devotee, we can really appreciate Krishna, in these presentations of the Mahabharata, etc., and Krishna in Vrindavan series. But as I said, in comparison to the complete description that's given by, for instance, in the Krishna book or Krishnadas Kaviraj, Govinda Lilamrita, and the Goswamis, it doesn't stand up to much. At least that's my perspective on it.
It's
But
not
yeah,
like you like you want to sit and watch that, but like you're watching with the kids, it brings life, you know.
yeah. I mean, sometimes I watch it when I'm tired. I haven't watched it for some time actually, but I would watch it when I was tired and I can't read. It's been a long day, and I just want to, I want a bit of light, something light in the evening. So I watch Krishna Vrindavan series, or sometimes I watch it on. I would often, when it's Govardhan Puja, I would watch the Govardhan Puja, part of it like that. So did we come to a happy conclusion? That all the points being made is very good. Mother Lavanga's point was very good, very interesting about it. Perhaps the Krishna's in Vrindavan series. All right, it's good, but Krishna book has even got a lot more there, and it's wonderful.
Of course,
But
yeah.
still, we can appreciate Krishna. So what's the point here? Yeah, so Krishna's manifesting himself according to. So why did we get on that subject? What was the lead on that? Bhagavad Kishore asked a question, isn't it? Yeah, about the demigods seeing Krishna. That was it. She was surprised to see the demigods are seeing Krishna. Then I brought up, but they see Krishna in a different way than, say, Arjuna sees him, and the way that the gopis see Krishna is also different. So Krishna will manifest himself accordingly. Yayatamam papadyante. And I've mentioned also about taking darshan of the deity. Yeah. And also chanting the holy name. Yayatamam papadyante tam sadeva bhajamiham mamavatmi vatande manahashyapata shavashaha. Yeah.
Prabhu, can I ask
Yes,
what I was
please, ma'am.
asked?
Yeah.
These devotees
Sorry.
who acted Mahabharata, but I'm sure Lord would have appreciated that, and also they will get a lot of spiritual benefit through that.
Oh, for sure, of course, yeah, because they're thinking of Krishna. Especially got to learn the lines, no? They got to learn the lines. Yeah, I heard one story. You can believe this or not. I heard it years ago. I think I might have told it here before, but there was one actor. This was in the 18th century, I think, late 18th century. And of course, they do dramatic performances of Krishna's pastimes in India. So one man, he was playing Lord Nrsingadev. I think you heard this before. And he got so absorbed in the Leela that he actually took out someone's intestines who was playing Hiranyakashipu. So the story goes. Yeah. And there was a whole controversial legal case. Is he guilty or not of a murder? So, and then after a few years later, it seems like I don't know what happened, but anyway, he was on the stage again, and this time he was playing Dasarath. So when Ram was banished and he went
died.
to lament, then he died.
Mm.
That's so yeah, so yeah, that's an extreme example, I guess. But of course, yeah, they get benefit. I mean, that's why it's good for us to do plays as well. Prabhupada encouraged devotees to do plays. You know, I mean, our plays are kind of, our plays are kind of all right. I think they're a bit like a pantomime for children. Our plays on Jam Master, which is good for the children, but I know a good friend of mine, and you devotee, you also know him, Shamananda Prabhu. Seen his plays that he does, he's also very good. And he's got a very good aesthetics. He's got a very good eye for what's going to work and what, as far as presentation of plays is concerned. And he always used to tell me, he always used to complain to me that when devotees play, when it's the play of the Lord's Jagai and Madai, then normally when Jagai and Madai come into the temple room, everyone starts laughing, isn't it? You're not supposed to laugh. He says it's good. You should act in such a way that the children start crying.
Mm.
That means you're doing the play correctly. It's not a laughing scene. If you've seen his plays as well, he really draws out on the emotions of the plays he does. And it's not, so I used to have, I had friendly discussions with, there's a devotee who was here doing plays for some time, quite, the brahmachari.
Kavi Karna.
Yeah, Kavi Karnapur.
Kavi Chandra, yes.
Yeah, I used to have interesting, and he did adjust his plays. He was trying to adjust it. I said, it's more like a pantomime, man. It's not really my thing.
Actually,
So
Prabhu, I remember.
It's quite an art doing plays as well. But devotees should do it, because at this point that Nimai Mata's doing, well, you don't have to do it, but if you do it, you really get absorbed in a Leela. I mean, I was playing one time, I was in a couple of plays many years ago. And you really get absorbed. Yes, sorry, I interrupted.
I was thinking, sometime back we had a retreat somewhere in Wales, not Buckland, somewhere we went, and I don't know, Prabhu, you remember that everybody has to have a 1 minute action, and nobody can laugh. Do you remember that, Prabhu? Everybody had to.
I probably wasn't there. Was that led by Shamananda?
Shamananda Prabhu was there. This is a long time. Janita, everybody was there.
Okay.
And everybody, whoever went for the retreat, most of them has to participate. So one role, there are so many leelas. Oh my God, 1 minute you have to be in action. Actually, it really helps when you act. You can really meditate, because I have a little bit of experience with that. Actually, that's what I'm thinking. When you do a role, it really helps to meditate on.
Yeah. Yeah. So, all right. So next time there's a play coming up, I can get some devotees here involved. Right.
It's not speaking. It's just an action. You can't speak.
Yeah. I understand. Yes. So you have to. What's it called? You have to. What's it called? Where
Yeah, I don't remember.
Charades. Charades.
Yeah, charades. Yes. Yeah.
Good. So we get quite a few laughs. All right. Let's perhaps then read another verse. Shall we? Discussion. Yeah. All right, let's have a look. Someone had their hand. Oh, Mother Gayatri, that was just to make a point, I think.
I can read, Prabhu.
Yeah, go ahead, Mother. 37.
Kasmat Shatena Namiran Mahatmanam. What's the meter?
Yeah, someone other than me. I was trying to think of it today, and I went online. I was listening to it. I had it last week. Just do your best, Mother.
Kasmatchatena namagran mahatman
Mahatman.
Gariya Brahmanopyadiyakirta
Anantadeva Shajakandivasha Tvamaksharam Sat Asat Tat Param. Yeah, that's it. Kashmatchat. Perhaps I'd Kashmatchatena Namaran Mahatman Gayi Yeshe Bhamano Pihati Katre Anante Deve Shajaganivasa Tamaksharam Sat Asat Tat Param Yat. Okay, you could go along. You could do that, Mom.
Asmachatena Namarin Mahatman Garyasya Se Brahmanopi Adi Kartat Kartre Ananta Devesa Jagan Nivasa Tvam Akarshanam Sad Asat Tat Param. O great one, greater even than Brahma, you are the original creator. Why then should they not offer their respectful obeisances unto you? O limitless one, God of gods, refuge of the universe, you are the invincible source, the cause of all causes, transcendental to this material manifestation. Purport. By this offering of obeisances, Arjuna indicates that Krishna is worshipable by everyone. He is all-pervading and he is the soul of every soul. Arjuna is addressing Krishna as Mahatma, which means that he is most magnanimous and unlimited. Ananta indicates that there is nothing which is not covered by the influence and energy of the Supreme Lord. And Devesha means that he is the controller of all demigods and is above them all. He is the shelter of the whole universe. Arjuna also thought that it was fitting that all the perfect living entities and powerful demigods offer their respectful obeisances unto him, because no one is greater than him. Arjuna especially mentions that Krishna is greater than Brahma, because Brahma is created by him. Brahma is born out of the lotus stem grown from the navel in the abdomen of Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, who is Krishna's plenary expansion. Therefore, Brahma and Lord Shiva, who is born of Brahma, and all other demigods must offer their respectful obeisances. It is stated in Srimad Bhagavatam that the Lord is respected by Lord Shiva and Brahma and similar other demigods. The word aksharam is very significant because this material creation is subject to destruction. But the Lord is above this material creation. He is the cause of all causes, and being so, he is superior to all the conditioned souls within this material nature, as well as the material cosmic manifestation itself. He is therefore the all great supreme.
Hari Om Tat Sat.
I mean, this also could be a very potent, when somebody asks in the class, Krishna, Vishnu, Shiva, superiority. This is a very potent. You can quote this.
Yeah, for example, yeah, very good. Yeah, you could learn it, you could quote it, or you could refer to it. Yeah, it's quite clearly here. This is what Krishna is showing Arjuna.
Yeah.
There is nothing more powerful. He is the source of everything. And it's not theoretical. He's actually seeing it. Yeah. Yes, I could quote here. Yeah. There's other verses you can also quote as well. Aham savarsha pabhavo mata savam bhavatate. Also quote over here. Yeah.
And then
Everyone offers respects to him.
one more about Bija. He says, I'm the Bija Pita or something. There's one more
Aham
shloka.
bija pita pitaha. I am the original seed of all existence. Yeah.
Yeah. But in here, it very clearly talks about demigods, Shiva and Brahma, this is where the conflict comes, Ganesha and all of them. So it's very clearly mentioned in here.
Yeah. For us, it's very clear. And for Prabhupada, it's very clear. And so for us, it's very clear that there is a hierarchy. Yeah. A big misunderstanding that we meet in our preaching, especially to those from the Hindu background. There is no hierarchy. There's all the different demigods. And you can, they're all different. Demigods are all different gods.
Yeah.
All the gods. Sometimes I find it a bit strange sometimes when people come to the temple and they say, what time can we see the god? What time can we see the god? I think it doesn't go down with me very well. I mean, I don't say anything, but like just that statement, it kind of lets them know exactly where they're at. The gods. Yeah. But I saw a picture the other day of devotees. They ended up in a temple in East London somewhere, given a Srimad Bhagavatam or something. There was a temple, and it's like it must have been 20 altars.
Yeah, everybody is there.
Yeah, and the idea is for the temple mahants that the more gods you put, the more people will come.
More revenue.
Yeah, and even one, go off the track a bit here. I remember one time we, just out of curiosity, me and one devotee, we went to one of these big temples, a new big temple. It was a few years ago, with nice architecture somewhere in Wembley. It was in Wembley, and it's one particular temple, and it had all the gods with it, but it wasn't one temple management. Each altar had separate management, so the donations that would come would go to that specific puja, you know what I mean? So if you had a demic, anyone could apply and have their god put in this temple. That's how it was put out to the Hindu community. We're going to build a big temple, and applicants can come and put their gods in. So there was such a mood of envy I could feel, and jealousy amongst the different pujaris, those who were controlling it. It was like, they wanted you to come over to their altar rather than to go to someone else's. So for me, it was such a beautiful temple externally, but the devotion was zero. It was like going into a supermarket. That's what I meant. That was my conclusion, with all due respects. It's like going to a supermarket, and I was thinking, there's our little temple in the center of London. It's like overflowing with such a wonderful atmosphere. But this place was like nothing. No atmosphere at all. It's just, I saw envy and competition and amongst the different pundits. Yeah. So anyway, here Prabhupada has helped us make things very clear. I'm sure if we hadn't have read Prabhupada's books, we would be plenty confused. Yeah. But who is supreme? Here it's very clear.
Prabhu, I have a question.
Yeah,
So
please.
where it says, who's Krishna's plenary, therefore, so do you know where I am? Therefore, where it is, keep coming down a little bit. Yeah, there. So therefore, Brahma and Lord Shiva, who is born of Brahma?
Yeah.
So how is that possible? Therefore, Brahma and Lord Shiva, who's born of Brahma, how is that? Brahma and Lord Shiva is born of Brahma?
No, Lord Shiva
Shiva
is
is born from Brahma.
Yes.
Shiva is a manifestation of Brahma.
No, in the line it says, no? See,
No,
Brahma,
the thing is,
born out of the lotus stem grown from the navel in the abdomen of Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, who is
Right, let me-
Krishna's plenary expansion. Then the next line, it says, therefore,
Okay, I think for me, the Brahma is born out of the lotus stem grown from the navel of the, yeah, that's clear. Who is
then
Krishna's primary expansion, therefore Brahma and Lord Shiva.
who
So I
is
think
born
Prabhupada is saying this in relationship to this. Lord Shiva, so perhaps that comma, if you take that comma out, take that comma out and make more sense. Lord Shiva, who is born of Brahma.
Yeah, you need the comma there.
Yeah.
It makes sense. You need the comma there.
No, then why therefore Brahma again on top?
Right. Brahma is born out of the lotus stem grown from the navel of God. Yeah.
That's very clear. After that, therefore,
Brahma and Lord Shiva.
who is born of Brahma again? So he says Brahma is born from Brahma, isn't it?
And that's how it reads, but that I don't think that is not what is meant or is implied, because we know that, well, it's like saying there is a flowers in the sky.
Yeah, what I think it means is, like it says, therefore Brahma and Lord Shiva, who is born of Brahma.
Yeah.
It's just talking about Lord Shiva.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm pretty that's
all it's talking about.
yeah, it's spoken here. If you look at where I've highlighted Lord Shiva, who is born of Brahma.
Lord Shiva, who's born of Brahma, is very clear. But then he says Brahma and Lord Shiva is born from Brahma. So it's like
Anyway.
Yes,
No,
it's
because
just
it would
Brahma
say
and his
who-
son,
if
basically.
it
It's
was
just
talking
a
about-
nicer way to say Brahma and his son, Shiva.
No, but
Yeah,
it said
Brahma.
if it was talking about two people, he would say who are born of Brahma, but it says who is, meaning it's one person.
yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it means one person, because otherwise it said it was Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma who are born of Brahma, but it doesn't. It says who is, which means like
Brahma and Lord Shiva, who is born of Brahma.
Okay, that
Brahma and Lord Shiva, who is born of Brahma. And that we know is the fact. Lord Shiva is born of Brahma. Brahma is not born from Brahma. Well, Brahma is born from Brahman, which is another word for Krishna, Brahman.
See, we were discussing that how we see Krishna, everybody sees Krishna in a different form, different relationship. Here, yeah, this is exactly how we read this in a different way.
Yeah, it's like you read WhatsApp messages. You can, because we don't always know the intent behind it, it can mean something completely different than what we think it is. But something else I was going to say just then as well. Yeah, just like each of us individually will have a specific, very different relationship than the next person. Yeah. So we see different persons see Krishna in different ways and different devotees, but that includes us as well. So we will see Krishna in a very, 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 very personal and specific way, especially at the stages of perfection. Krishna will be manifest to us in a very, very personal way to us. And we have that, and that is a manifestation of an original relationship with Krishna. For instance, the different gopis, Lalita, Vishaka, etc., they all have love for Krishna, but they're all gopis, but it's their specific relationship with Krishna based on their personal interaction is very unique compared to the next gopi. Yeah, we have Chandravali and Radharani. They're both gopis, but very unique in the interactions with Krishna. So that's the same with Krishna's. And we also have the pastime of Krishna's eating lunch, isn't it? Taking lunch, it's described there. Where all the gopas, Krishna was reciprocating with all of them individually. And also the rasa dance as well. It's reciprocating for everyone. So we all have a very, very, as parts and parcels of him, we are his parts and parcels. So we all have a very specific relationship. And that's what we're trying to discover in our sadhana. We're trying to get rid of the rubbish and trying to find that original relationship. That's our quest.
Sorry, Prabhu, I just have one
Please,
quick
yeah.
question.
Go on.
Is Jagannath deities coming back on Saturday?
Yeah.
No,
to
I've
the
got
temple?
bad news. Bad news. He's quite sick.
That's right. Well, I read
We're going to
that
have
he
to
was
cancel Rath Yatra.
No, he's coming on Saturday. I spoke to Mother Vimla today.
He's coming at 3 o'clock. He'll be there about 3 o'clock.
on Saturday, but he's going to be better on Saturday.
We don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see.
I know. Well, anyway, yeah, I'm sure you'll be fine.
No, he's going to go. He's going to go straight onto the altar.
Is
on
he?
Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because you can't put him back in the sick place after he's been out.
No. And that's what they do in Puri. He's actually, you can take darshan of Jagannath the day before Rath Yatra.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah, we're following the same. So he'd come up the stairs in the temple room, through the gates, and plonk back on the order.
3 o'clock.
So there'd be a big festival that day, big kirtan and big boga offering. Be quite exciting.
Yeah.
He's been away
Yeah,
too
yeah.
long. And, it's too long.
Oh, nice.
He's like 2
Yeah.
weeks. Hare Krishna. All right. So let's stop then. Let's pick up tomorrow. We had wonderful discussions this evening. Very wonderful points were brought out by everyone. It's nice, isn't it? Reading together, we all give a different, give different commentaries and different ideas and try and bring it all together. It's so wonderful. All right, so let's pick up tomorrow on text 38, and we'll continue with the 11th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, as it is, by His divine grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Okay. Gaura Premanande Haribol, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Ram, Ram Ram.